We're ready. I'm sitting here. We're
All
going.
right.
And action, Matt.
So you're going to pretend like there hasn't been a fucking problem
This has been
for the
great.
last 2 hours.
2 hours.
Alrighty, welcome to the first ever Matt Light Show, formerly known as the Party Show.
Not really. We actually had the Matt Light Show.
But this is finally the Matt Light Show. It's my show. And it's going to be fun, man. Dustin, are you mic'd up?
I believe so, yes.
Alrighty, we're not going to put you on camera. And you're not going to sit next to me because I'll spit on you. How was your weekend, man?
It was all right. It was all right. I forgot we were going to talk to each other, and I don't remember what I fucking did.
Here's the thing. Did you do something over the fucking weekend?
I don't think I did. Did I? I don't know.
I'm not friends with you in real life. I don't know if you did anything.
I think I tried to go see a movie, and I think people were like, no, I don't want to see
What movie did you want to go see?
I wanted to go see The Joker.
It's really good. Spoiler alert, he shoots Robert De Niro in the face. That was awesome.
No,
I was waiting for that moment to happen. I had a really fun weekend, actually, dude. Earlier in the week, you were with me. We did the mud wrestling competition.
Yeah.
That was awesome. We had, there was 8 chicks. They did mud wrestling. They got all naked and covered in mud. I didn't realize how messy this event was going to be, though, right?
Yeah.
It was fun. Thanks for contributing. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking right now, it's like, I have that cut, and I didn't put it on the mixer board.
We have to. Well, we're probably not going to post it now because there's a certain couple of people that can't be seen on it because of their professional jobs. So we're not going to show them. But it is fun. The girls got naked at some points. They were flashing their boobies. There was mud. And it was because I never went to college. It was every movie that I seen in college. Did you ever have an experience like that in college?
I almost did the exact same thing. I actually had the oil wrestling in college that I put together and shot and edited. So I feel like I was just reliving.
And how many dudes wrestled?
How many dudes wrestled?
Yeah.
There was like 6 girls, I think.
6 girls and 12 guys.
Yeah, and there's a lot of dudes. The videos, I think, might be on the internet somewhere, buried.
Yeah, it's weird because like I look at you in college and you were actually cool.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I do.
I mean, you're right. I do know what happened.
What? You had a kid?
Yeah, well, that happened. Grew up.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm like talking to you because you're the left of me, but I'm looking at you in the monitor.
You should just
very
shut
uncomfortable.
Up. Okay, listen, you're not a co-host. I just ask you questions and then you answer them. I did a show on Friday. I did a show on Friday at Robert Morris, which was super cool. We raised money for the Dr. Mark's blood cancer research fund, that was my doctor. And it was cool. I mean, we had a smaller turnout. We raised like $2,000, but we're going to do it again next year and hopefully raise a little bit more money. And hey, Tyler, I don't know if you know this, but we're live. So next time you want to walk in, maybe don't walk through the fucking door entrance. You can walk through the area that doesn't need a door instead of the intro of Thriller with the fucking creaking door.
Who knows if they actually heard that, though, but it did bug me.
It bugged me.
Yeah.
And he shuts it. And he thinks it's funny. With his little fucking Oshkosh Bagosh fucking penguin jacket he has. I hate the fucking penguin. Anyways, Saturday was cool. I got to hang out with old comedian friends. And like, I hate the Pittsburgh comedy scene. I don't like 90% of the comedians.
Bam, right out the gate. Don't like anybody.
I really, really enjoyed hanging out with my old friends. Like the guys you started with. So the show was Mike Travers, Jeff Conkle, and Bill Crawford, and then I got to be on it too. And like for me, like a lot of you guys know Bill Crawford from DVE and everything like that, and like he's a fucking beast, right? Mm-hmm. Jeff Conkle, probably the best writer in the city.
Too busy with his full-time job though.
How you know how shitty that makes me feel?
What, that he's better than you and he has a full-time job?
Better than me and has a full-time job. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to take this serious, but you can be not as good as me still. Like, it sucks, right? Yeah. But it's like one of those things where it's like, it's one of those shows, it's like a measuring stick where you want to be just as good as them. It was one of the shows that I was kind of nervous about because they were in the class before me. They started 4 or 5 years before me. So like I'm watching these dudes and I always wanted to be as funny as them. And you know, when you do shows with guys that are a lot less experienced or green, that you're like, I'm going to do well regardless. So it was cool to go up there and be like, hey, I can hang with these dudes.
Did you hang with those
I
dudes?
crushed. Yeah,
Oh,
dude, I crushed.
So for real, like, who was the best?
Me.
Though?
I think I had the best set of the night.
Really? Out of everybody?
Honestly, I think I did.
Okay, then who had the second best then?
Probably Crawford.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was gonna say Jeff because sometimes I think he can get in there.
Well, Jeff only did 10.
All right.
Jeff only did 10, and I think he did some new in the middle.
All right.
I did 25, and then Crawford closed out with 30, 35, and then. But here's why this show was so cool is that it wasn't at a comedy club, right? And like for the type of guys that you had on the show, it's like those tickets should have been expensive, right? You know what I mean? It was a good card for Pittsburgh, and it was in a house. And when I first was asked, like, hey, do you want to do this house party? I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. I've never done one before. He's like, but it's not really a house. I'm like, no, it's probably a house. So we went to this place in Washington, PA. So I automatically thought shithole, right? Because Washington, PA is terrible. We go there, and we're walking down these steps. I'm like, oh, this is really not a house. He had a fucking tiki bar that rivaled like the Cabana bar in Wexford. It had real big TVs, a real bar. It had a pool house for guests that could fucking hold 5 people, which is bigger than the place I live in now. Had a swimming pool. Then you go into his basement, and I'll post pictures of this. His basement legit was like a TGI Fridays.
That's crazy.
Like, it was unreal. And he built this all himself. He built the house. He built all of this. So then the next day, you know, because I'm looking at possibly buying a house. And I was like, well, let me look at
making it out there.
You know,
just drop that in there. By the way, everybody.
Well, I'm staying in Pittsburgh. People know that, so okay. I'd like to maybe buy a house one day. And me being a fucking idiot, I'm like, well, does this have a backyard for my tiki bar that I'm gonna build for my basement? And then I'm thinking to myself, well, who the fuck would ever build this? Because I can't do it. I can't afford that shit. You know what I mean? So now I'm just like, maybe I should just live above a bar.
You just move into a bar.
Right? Like, you know how bars and then upstairs? Maybe I'll just do that.
It makes more sense for you.
Right? It'd probably be cheaper, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You pregame upstairs, get fucked up, and then go downstairs.
So you're going to own the bar, too? You're going to own...
No. I'm going to be one of those pieces of shit that just live above a bar.
Just live the bar.
Yeah. My buddy did. My buddy lived above a bar.
Yeah.
And then it caught... Well, he was a bartender there. He got fired. Then it got caught on fire. Like a week later, and everybody thought because he got fired, he lit the fucking place on fire.
So, like, when he got fired, was he still planning to live?
He still lived up there for a little bit. The place caught on fire, and then everybody joked, oh, I think it was him that caught it on fire.
Burned down the fucking bar.
And clearly it wasn't him because he had all his shit up there. Yeah. But I always heckle him. I'm like, you gonna burn this next bar down and shit like that? But it was fun, man.
I saw some of those pictures. It did look. I remember. I think I even texted you. I was like, "Dude, where are you? That looks crazy."
Dude, it was. And honestly, the acoustics in the room, it was so much better than it blew Arcade out of the fucking water.
It's like be the number one club in Pittsburgh. It's some dude's house.
Conkle said if he ever does a special, he would do it there.
That would be so cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I actually like those kind of specials where they're not in the big theater, like the smaller ones.
Yeah, it's more intimate, and I think you get a more fucking authentic feel to the laughs. Right. I got some good news.
For me personally? Or?
Well, kind of, because you're invited if you buy a ticket. Oh. No, great. You're going to be going. I'm headlining New Year's Eve at the Improv. Ah. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, 2020.
2020, huge honor. I'm so
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody clap. Thank you.
Full house tonight.
Here's why I'm super proud of it is because Bill Crawford said no.
To you?
No. They asked him first.
Right, okay.
And he was like, no. So now I get to do it.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if you're going to be number 2 to somebody in the city, could you think of a better guy to be number 2? Yeah. Right? Like, if they ask somebody else, I'd be like, I ain't fucking doing it.
Like who
just
else,
for
Matt?
my ego. What's that?
Like who else, Matt?
What's that?
Like who else? Start dropping these names.
I mean, anybody, really. I have an ego, dude. Because I think what I do, I do really well. I don't believe in being humble. I think humble is the biggest sign of weakness in the world.
I agree.
When you put so much hard work into something, and then you do something well, and you see a little bit of payoff, why not fucking celebrate it? Mm-hmm. I never understood that. Oh, humble. Like, my whole thing is if I do something and it's really well, that night I'm celebrating my ass off. Yeah, you're gonna go back to work and keep getting better and stuff, but I never understood like, hey, yeah, it was all like when people say, hey, how was your set? And they go, oh, that was fun. It was a fun. Fuck
It was
you.
fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. That's
okay,
the best.
that's like the
most...
biggest sense of false like cockiness. It was fun. No, just be like, I fucking crushed. Right? But I think the biggest problem is I think most people that say that they crush don't even know what it means.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like
that's
there's
true.
comics here in Pittsburgh that have been doing stand-up for 16 months. They're like, I fucking killed it. I just did 45 minutes. I'm
5 years.
I'm like, there's no way you did a good 45 minutes under 2 years. It's not fucking possible. Did you go up there for 45 minutes?
I feel like the crush, you first of all have to have at least 25 to 50, like
if you don't get an applause break every 90 seconds, you didn't crush. Mm-hmm. I think the problem is people are so good at mediocrity. Oh, wait till you see my lineup that I'm going to have at New Year's Eve. I'm going to hear the same shit I always hear. You book the same people. Why isn't it more diverse? Why isn't it different? Because I like to hang out with my friends. Mm-hmm. Like if you were to book a show, who would you book on a show? People that are just funny or people that are your actual friends?
Yeah. You try to do a little bit of both. I mean, there are people out there that if I don't know you that but you're really good.
But I don't owe them anything. Will I give them a recommendation? Yeah, but it's the same way. I look at comedy the same way Shawn Michaels looked at WWF at the time. The Click. He ran WWE. He put in whoever he wanted because it was his friends, but he also knew that they were good enough to do the fucking job. So why would I not do that with me?
Right.
Why would I not have control if I want control? It's my fucking show.
Capitalism.
People
Why
are like,
are you not hire the best?
You don't use enough women. Be funnier.
Speaking of, we were supposed to have a woman.
We do. Natalie Moses.
Is she another? She has one of those real jobs, doesn't she?
She has a real job.
So
She's
annoying.
super fucking funny.
Yeah.
I really like her. She's going to be on the New Year's Eve show.
There you go.
So she's going to be great. You know what I mean? She's newer. My buddy Mike Zidell, he's newer. I'm going to have him on one of the shows. T-Robe's going to be there performing. I'm going to have him DJ too.
Classic.
I want it to be a
DJ.
I want it to be a DJ because I want it to be a party.
Yeah, it's
like nobody for New Year's Eve wants to sit down and pay for drinks then you know what I mean? I figure, listen, you're going to spend half the amount of money at a comedy show than you would at a cover charge at McFadden's or some other shit. Let's have a DJ that they have. Let's give you comedy. Let's give you a show that you'll never fucking forget. Like the first show at 7 o'clock is going to be a standard, 4 or 5 person lineup. And then the 10 o'clock show is going to be an absolute shit show party.
Exactly. I like how you're just like out there.
I'm going to have a human ball drop. My thought is getting a little person in a baby New Year outfit.
To me for a second.
No, like an actual little person, like a baby midget, baby New Year diaper, and have them fucking come down on a harness. 5, 4, 3, 2. Wouldn't that be great?
It sounds amazing.
People look, that's fucked up. Listen, my friend is a dwarf. He'll do it. Because everyone gets offended by everybody's other situations now. So before you say anything, fuck you. He said he would do it.
Cut to him going, no, Matt, I don't want to fucking do it.
Right. It's like, shut up. Here's $20.
Smacking him around.
Buy new jeans or something. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but the mud wrestling thing was sweet, though, too.
Yeah, I kind of, we were so putting the things together, I forgot to throw it on the on the computer.
Well, we'll put it up later on.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I liked it because the girls were cool. They were super. I was worried about because my biggest thing is everyone's like, oh, you're misogynistic, you're an asshole.
Who are all these people that don't like you, Matt?
Comedians that aren't funny here.
Are they actually telling you these things to
your
face?
There's a couple that have.
Coming around. Oh, okay.
So there's a couple that say
people, by the way,
what's
at least
that?
Got the guts to fucking tell you to your face.
And then you know what I did? I said, go ahead and perform. You can do a set on my show because you think that you deserve a chance. Yeah. And guess what happens every time?
Wah, wah, wah.
Here's the problem. They don't realize that.
Has that happened?
Yes.
Has they bitched you your face?
You gave them a handful of people have come up to me and be like, yo, why aren't I getting booked? I'm trying to go to these mics to hang out with you and be your friend. I'm like, first of all, that's the wrong reason to do it. Don't worry about me. Nobody fucking books me here. Nobody. Mm-hmm. How many other comedians do you know that actually book me?
Nothing. No.
None. They don't like me.
Yeah.
But that's fine because I didn't get into stand-up comedy.
You might have put that out there a little bit, though, too.
I don't want friends.
Yeah. Okay.
I have my friends.
Just giving it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like your friends are always at the same level as you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think all my friends are crushers. I think they're all funny fucking dudes. And most of the people that don't like me are mad because, You know, they're like, why aren't I at the club? I'm like, because you have 5 fucking minutes. You don't do the open mics there. You've never introduced yourself to management. You don't put in the fucking time. Yeah. No, you can go to open mics and do shit, but like that. But like, you think the manager of the Improv should go to other open mics throughout the week and be like, oh, I wonder what's going on. They don't care. It's a restaurant.
Yeah, I know. I hear that.
It's a restaurant with a microphone.
Yeah.
They want to make money. And they're like, well,
scouting. They're not out there scouting.
Well, I don't think I should have to bring people to pay to play. Then what do you bring to the table? You're mediocre at best. You don't draw well. Why would somebody give you a chance at stand-up comedy?
Yeah, it's like they don't understand the math. Like, you got to put the people in the seats to buy the food, buy the drinks.
I did 10 of those fucking contests. I never won one. I was so frustrated. I didn't get it. I thought I was funny enough. I never got a chance. I wasn't funny
Did you really
enough.
do 10?
Oh, I did them every fucking 3 months, and I never won one.
How close did you come?
3rd place like 4 times. But yeah, dude. I mean,
that's great.
I've never won
one.
one.
Killing it at 3rd.
And then the first person to give me a chance, and I will always thank him for that, is Aaron Kleiber. Kleiber gave me a chance on New Year's Eve. Probably because he didn't want a 2-man, because hosting for New Year's Eve sucks.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, man, do you want to do it? As long as Wintus says you're cool, do you want to host New Year's Eve? And I said, yeah. So it was me, him, Kevin Brennan. It was fucking, I wasn't ready for it.
So how many times out of those 4 times that you got 3rd place did you think you should have got 1st?
1.
Okay.
One time I knew that I fucking murdered. And I was like, I'm going to win this contest. I'm finally going to get work. And then I didn't get it. And then at that point, I was like, I don't
What, you felt like the reason was just that person had the crowd?
That's what it was. Yeah, he brought everybody.
He brought everybody.
And
that's the point.
Well, that's what separated 2nd and 1st place. Because they both brought. So one of them was going to win, and I was going to at least place. But
that's the game though.
But my buddy, and I'm not name dropping, my buddy Jeff Dye, super fucking funny comic in LA. He gave me advice that I think I'll never forget. Is like, because I told him like I'm having trouble getting to other clubs in the country, and he said to me, he goes, if you're worried about one club, maybe it's not the club you need to worry about. You know what I mean? Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to find a way to get into other places. What are you not doing to get into those places? You know what I mean? Like Seneca Stone is a perfect example. He's a local comic in Pittsburgh. He's a perfect example of somebody who busts his ass off. This dude has a regular 9 to 5, probably like a 9 to fucking 4 to whatever, busts his ass off, good paying job. And somehow, some way, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, he still drives up to Buffalo 4 fucking hours away to do open mics, to get spots, so, just to host.
So that's crazy. So now I'm remembering, you asked me what I did this weekend, and I couldn't remember, but I know Thursday night, I went out and saw Seneca, because he hosted, or he headlined 3 places, I think. Was it Thursday or Friday?
Yeah.
So.
How was he?
He was great. Everybody else was there, but it was like
he's really fucking good, and he, you know, he's one of the top guys.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean,
he's not from here originally though.
Buffalo. He's from Buffalo.
Okay.
And I thought he was named after the casino, Seneca Niagara Casino. Then he has a joke about it. I forget what it is, but like it's just because he's white trash. And I'm like, that's funny. But he's good, man.
Yeah, he had a lot of white trash jokes.
I'm calmed down a little bit now. But I realized something that really fucking makes me mad.
What's that?
About comedians, because it happened. Natalie, I'm talking about you. But I love her, but like I hate when comedians are late for a show.
Oh.
I don't think there's any excuse for it. I don't think there's any excuse to be late in any situation ever. I think it's disrespectful. You were late. You disrespected me.
Not late. I was here at the same time you were.
You were late.
I was here at 11 o'clock.
11:03. I was here at 10:50. If you give me a time, I will be there before that time. That's just. Here's why.
This is not true.
Here's why.
This is
because
I've come to your house and made you roll out of bed.
Yeah, you came to my house. We were filming there, so it's different. You made me get up and drive
here. You try to make
here.
this thing where like the late thing is like, man, that's your fucking line.
Like,
but
honestly,
Jesus,
so there's two like when it comes to dating a girl, there's 2 things that I will say fuck
that's
you
different.
to.
I agree with
so
that.
smoking cigarettes.
Yep.
I'm not cool with.
Yep.
If you smoke, that's cool, whatever. I'm sure you don't like me being short and fat. Maybe you don't like short and fat guys. So I'm not like, when people get mad about that, like, I can't believe that. Well, I don't like, you cannot like what I have.
Disgusting.
I don't like smoking. That's fine. You're going to find somebody who's better looking than me anyways. Not as funny, but you'll find other qualities. But being late is by far the number one thing, because to me, it's, oh my God, that's just what I always do. That's just how I am. What, an inconsiderate fucking asshole?
When people make it a personality
that's just
trait
how I am.
that they take on as,
Yeah,
a,
dude, my
as a
time
positive thing sometimes.
Yeah.
I've had this similar argument where this was the election in 2016 where someone said, I'm just not going to vote this year. I'm not voting. Like, that's somehow like the better choice. They're like, I'm not. That's too good. I'm above that.
Here's the thing, though.
fuck
If
you
you
talking about?
don't vote, you don't get to make one Facebook status for 4 years on the situation.
On anything, actually. You just
on
lose your
anything,
Facebook.
nothing, because you didn't vote. So I reserve my right to fucking block you and delete you. Politics on Facebook is the absolute worst thing in the
It's
world.
not even the same things it used to be.
Well,
20
I
years
just
ago,
well,
though.
do you remember the good old days?
Of Facebook?
No, of just conversation, because I never understood why people were like, "Oh my God!" Like, remember when you'd ask somebody who you're voting for, and like, "Oh, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that." Like, you're asking for their personal information.
Yeah. How much money you make?
And I never knew why that was such a big deal. But now, because of social media, I realize why it's such a big deal, because I fucking hate everybody that talks about it now.
Yeah.
Anytime, because people judge people just because they voted for somebody. Look, if you voted for Trump, cool. If you voted for Bernie, cool. If you voted for Hillary, cool.
But it's more than that now on Facebook. I mean, those are the teams and the leaders. But the ideology on Facebook, everyone has to think a certain way. And like, I think I said this before. I was like, if you just waste your time and like interact with everyone on Facebook, you'll hate everyone. If you spend enough time not talking to someone face to face, you're eventually gonna hate them.
Yeah.
Because no matter whatever their Facebook is, it's not them.
Yeah.
And this weird thing evolves where you're like, that person's weird, or I
Right.
hate them. And then you're like, that's not that person.
Well, social media always projects you to be like, oh, look how good I'm doing now.
Yeah.
That's what social media is. Like, look how good I am. Like for example, there's one thing I always notice is that girls will post a picture at the wrong time of the day. They'll get like 4 fucking likes. And then all of a sudden that picture's gone. Right?
Uh-huh.
Next day, 11:30 a.m., that picture's right fucking back up there. Then they got triple the likes, and now all of a sudden, that's the persona they live off of.
Well, they know what they're doing. We should hire them for.
They don't know
social
what
media.
they're doing. They need to live their
We talking
fucking
about
lives.
11:30. That's what time you're supposed to post. They got that.
They're the
right.
same assholes that go to see fucking who was it? Chris Brown. They're sitting in peanut fucking heaven on their iPhone 5s, recording Kiss Kiss. Nobody wants listen. Like, enjoy the show. If I wanted to go to the show, I would fucking go. I don't want to see your shitty Motorola Razr video of,
from 400 yards back
on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't even know who it is. It could have been a fucking cover band. I don't know.
You ever have the weekend where you're scrolling through Instagram and you get to that point where they give you previews?
Yeah.
And then like it's just nothing but like you're 3 miles back from like every concert in the city. You're just like, oh look, I don't know what band that is because all I see is a bright light.
Then the fucking fireworks photos every 4th of July.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know if you know this. They all look the exact same.
Yeah.
You could post the same photo or video from 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16,
People
17,
do
18,
that.
19.
I've done that.
Yeah, because you're a loser.
Well, I'm not doing it to like. I think people do it and to say, oh, you know what? I'll just repost.
Have some
this
real shit
from
happen
last
to you.
week. Yeah.
Have some new shit happen to you. There's people on my Instagram. There's people on my Snapchat that always relive their memories of them on their wedding day, on their big wedding day. Like, what the fuck else have you done since then?
Well, I think weddings are one of the funniest, craziest things on
The
Facebook.
biggest fucking scam of all time. If I were to rent a hall and say, hey, I'm doing a comedy show, they'd be like $50. And if I go, hey, I'm going to marry this bitch and be miserable, $5,000. Same fucking thing. $100 a plate for fucking Ponderosa.
I think it's just like, hey, you want to like set our social media up for the next 5 years because anyone that's married, like for the next 5 years, their Facebook, you're right, is just the retweets from every month. Oh, it's been a month. See all those pictures again, all highlighted again. Their profile picture is this wedding shot, and then for the next 6 months, it's this wedding shot. But it's literally you're setting up your media,
and they
media for
still
like a
don't
year.
understand technology. Like Instagram allows you to post like 10 photos at a time. Make it one post.
Oh yeah,
All these fucking idiots that always post like the same picture almost, different angle. But after like, there's like 34 minutes, Jessica posts this. 36 minutes ago, Jessica, it's the same fucking thing over and over and over again. And it's always those same people that have the shitty phones. I realize that I don't want to be real life friends with people on Snapchat if they have shitty camera quality.
Oh, that's so funny.
If it's blurry
my-
and I can't read the text totally clear, like when they caption it, I'm like, you're white trash. Like, I don't need any more friends from Carrick. Like, you're gone. You bring nothing to the table. You're not picking me up in your 1984 Buick LaCrosse if I'm stranded on the road. I will siphon gas from somebody's dick. Like, I don't want to ride home with you. You bring nothing to the table.
Delete it.
I just alienated my whole fan base.
Yeah, I know that. Now, who we talking to now? We haven't checked.
Yeah.
This is better. I feel a few times I thought about checking, and I'm like, no, we're doing good. I feel comfortable.
So they're telling me, is your mic even on? Dude talking to you is 10 times louder.
Oh, wow. Well,
so I don't know what that is.
We should have checked a while ago.
Well, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. This was a test run, and then we'll have guests.
When I checked, I thought I heard you just fine.
Did you?
But that's good to know. You probably just leaning back further?
I don't know. I don't know what the situation is.
I want to change it just so when I go back and post later.
Right.
I'm like, cool.
Is this going to be on any streaming device?
I mean, it's on Facebook right now.
Right, but like, are we going to have it on Spotify and all that shit?
If we want,
I feel like this is something that unless you're watching, nobody's going to care. I feel like live is the way to go.
But it's a podcast.
Right.
I listened to Bill Burr, and like his podcast really is kind of like how we just last weekend I did this and then sports.
Since when did Bill Burr grow up in McKeesport?
I don't know. That's
what was that accent?
I was just trying. He gets that like real crazy. I just like it's close as I got to.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a louder person.
Yeah.
They don't know who you're talking to really.
No, they know you.
Not necessarily.
Everybody in my videos always goes, "Who's that guy you make fun of?"
See, they don't know me.
Well, they don't need to. It's not about
here's
you.
The point too is we gotta grow this audience. So,
right.
Like, who cares about these people already? This is the old audience.
This is the old audience.
This is the old audience.
What's
the new audience?
So let me ask you a question. When you show up 3 minutes late, it takes you an hour and a half to prepare.
It didn't.
You guys didn't know what the fuck you were doing.
We're good.
What does this podcast bring to the table to other people? What would they be like? Oh my God, I really want to see a guy that looks like Jay and Silent Bob had a kid, then had AIDS, put cameras together, and make this fucking.
The question is eluding me so much now. What are you?
The whole point is we want to bring a new audience here. You're fired. Just fire you.
I was like, what are you asking? We want to make you. We want more people to watch you, Matt.
Do you know what's really cool that's coming up that I'm super excited for? I'm going to screw up the date. I'm working at the Improv again. I was supposed to do Tom Green. I don't think I'm going to do that. I know. I'm so bummed. November 25th. I think it's a Monday. I am opening for Mick Foley.
Oh.
WWE Mankind. Yes. And that means a lot to me. I wasn't like the biggest Mick Foley Mankind fan. I liked him. But like I liked like Shawn Michaels, he was like I was one of those guys that if you had a feud with Shawn Michaels at any point, I didn't like you anymore. Like Bret Hart, I hated. Stone Cold, I hated. Like Mick Foley, I think he had a little run in with HBK. I didn't like him. But Mick Foley, dude, the fucking cool thing about Mick Foley is that what is one of the most like memorable matches of all time?
A Mick Foley match? Or
no, just in general. It's with him, clearly.
Oh. The one where, hell, I don't know. I can't remember. He hurt himself or something.
In Pittsburgh.
Was that in Pittsburgh?
It was June 28th, 1998 at the Civic Arena. And it's a Civic Arena because the steps always had the number one Cochran on all the steps. So you're like, oh shit, this is it. Fun fact about that date. What is June 28th, Dustin?
I think that's your birthday.
That is my birthday.
Yes.
So I remember very vividly that the only thing I wanted to do for my birthday, I asked my dad nonstop. I go, I need to go to the King of the Ring. I need to go to the King of the Ring. I need to go. My dad's like, 100%, we're going. That's your birthday present, right? Did I go?
I'm assuming you probably didn't go.
No, I didn't fucking go. No, I didn't go. So my dad goes, next best thing, we're going to watch it on pay-per-view.
Oh, there you go.
Now, the word pay-per-view means you pay to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad had all those illegal cable boxes back in the day. So I was
Right.
like, so I didn't realize, dude, I thought for the longest time my dad worked for the cable company. Cause we would be at flea markets and he'd have a blue tarp of these fucking boxes. And I just thought he was like a third party provider for this shit. So I have all my friends over the house, right? I have all my friends over. My dad's still charging them $5 each on a free event.
Free event.
You remember how bad those boxes were though at times,
Yeah.
where you couldn't see any. Remember when it was like porno and you could see like one nipple and you would try and get off to that?
I don't remember that, specifically for me, but
Well, that's how it was. Like sometimes it get blurry. So we're watching it and the whole pay-per-view, it's fine until that match.
to the good one.
Till the good match. I mean, this dude gets chokeslammed through a fucking cage on accident, goes through it, almost dies. A tooth goes through his fucking nose, almost gets thrown off the fucking thing. Greatest match ever. The next day, we used to play sports at the church lot, like tennis, baseball, and all that shit. Not tennis and baseball, but you play baseball with a tennis ball because you crush it. And everyone's like, oh my God, that match was so fucking crazy. Undertaker killed a guy like that. And they're like, did you have fun at the event? And like everybody was like, yo, don't talk to Matt about that. Because Matt was supposed to go. And then my other friends were like, yo, we tried to watch, but Matt's dickhead dad fucking, it didn't work. So like to be able 21 years later to open for him is kind of like, we're even.
You're even now to him personally, yeah, or your dad.
But I kind of want my dad to go, but like set him behind a fucking beam so he can't see shit throughout the whole show. And like, now you know how I feel, asshole.
I thought you were gonna like set your dad up and throw him through a state or a cage or something.
Throw him through a cage.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he has health insurance. That's the one thing I miss about being a kid. People are like, I used to love playing outside. I miss health insurance. I miss not having to get inhalers in my grandmother's name so that I can breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could pay your taxes and then fill all your stuff and then
Can
get
you?
that
Can
stuff
you?
for-
No, I don't do any
No,
of
you don't
that.
do that thing?
No, I don't do any of that shit.
I hope they're not FBI. The IRS is not watching the stream.
You got anything going on this weekend?
No, I got my daughter this weekend, so we're gonna do something.
Are you a good
Fun.
dad?
I think so. I don't really know.
What makes a good dad?
I think just you gotta be there, right?
Feed it.
You feed your kid.
You feed your kid.
You take your kid to school.
Are you one of those health freaks?
No.
Like you can't have Kraft macaroni and cheese or something fucking
No,
crazy
I'm
like
not
that?
like that. I am like, no snacks before dinner, no late snacks. Don't eat so much chocolate. I'm like that, but I'm not.
I was never a chocolate guy.
Yeah.
I grew up on shitty foods though. So
Oh
when
yeah,
people,
you told me this. You said this is why you thought you got cancer because you had McDonald's every day.
it had to have been. I ate McDonald's almost every fucking day because my parents both worked at like different times. My mom worked at the Duquesne Club, so she would work like from 11 to 2. Then she'd be gone from like 4 to 11. My dad would work from 9 to 5, and then he would go out and have a couple drinks. And so I'd always be used to fast food. My dad would come home with like a pizza or McDonald's or something like that, and to us it never fazed me, until
you got cancer.
I got cancer, and I go,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks guys. I got asthma from smoking. And then I got
See, everyone has asthma. I have asthma. I think you're just a pussy about
your asthma is
sometimes.
not nearly as bad as mine.
See, I disagree. I think you're a bigger pussy about yours.
Coming from the guy who fucking trips and then his shoulder's out of place for no reason.
I don't think I tripped. I think I was kicking your ass. Pretty
Didn't
sure.
I slam you on the ground and then your shoulder popped?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
When you tried to run out of bounds, I shouldered you, and you
No,
were
that's
like,
not
"Oh."
when. That's when I intercepted the ball to end the game. My shoulder came back out earlier in the game, and they put it back in.
Doesn't matter. I hate you. You can't tackle me. You couldn't. If you and I fought, who would win?
I always think I would win. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
We've talked
What do you weigh?
Because I bought, dude. I am like
Because I boxed. How long did you box?
It was 4 years of like training.
4 years of
Yeah.
training. How
4
long
matches,
ago?
4
How long
matches.
ago was that?
It's a while ago, but I'm
No, but just hypothetically, tell everybody how long ago was
It
that?
was like 10 years ago.
I don't know if you know
It was
this.
longer
I
than that,
boxed
15.
about 11 months ago, and I
Yeah?
did really well.
Did you?
Nope.
How well did you do?
18 seconds.
Wait, were you boxing or were you on top of an animal?
Don't you remember?
I do remember. I just want you to tell me.
It doesn't matter. It could have been an animal.
Let's go to the clip.
The dude was a foot fucking taller than me, 60 pounds heavier
You
than
just
me.
dropped your hands. This is what I said.
Yeah, dude.
when I did box and this every time I would train the guys younger than me and I'd be like, it doesn't matter how big. If you walk in there and your hands are down at your wherever, you're getting knocked down.
Well, he was so like overwhelming that he just got on top of me, and he was like having my arms down, and at this point I was just like a fucking idiot.
It's so tough. I mean, you go through all that training, and then you get in there, you're like, hey man,
forget everything.
I
came out to the ring. The only thing I wanted to memorize was the entrance. I did the Shawn Michaels Survivor Series entrance. I did the flex. But it was so cool because I had Josh Allen, quarterback for the Bills. Mm-hmm. Blake Gabbert, Blake Bortles, former quarterback of the Jags. I don't know where he's at now. Sam Darnold, quarterback for the Jets, all chanting, Matt. Like, I went in as a bad guy, got my ass kicked.
I mean, to be honest, it's the best moment of the whole night.
Oh, I stole the show, and they were so fucking mad about it.
What's his damn last name?
Portnoy loved me.
Yeah, he loved it.
He loved me. He talked about it afterwards. Big Cat, all those dudes were pissed because I stole the fucking show.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Are we going to do this podcast next week?
Yeah. Now that we got it, literally the biggest problem was we were going to actually have made it at 12 o'clock if it wasn't for the blown wire over here.
Yeah. So we'll have this set up next week. Yeah. This was a test run.
Yeah.
This was technically not an episode.
Technically, I think it was a decent podcast episode. If you were just
there's probably 3 people still watching.
If you're in the car and you listen to this later, you're like, that sounds like a podcast to me.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, people are like,
I don't listen to podcasts, so I don't know how they work.
You don't listen to for real? Are you joking?
No, I listen to one. I listen to Jesselnick's and Rosenthal.
Did you listen to them recently?
Within the last year.
No.
I mean, I enjoy them. I like listening to people talk because music is so fucking repetitive. But I'm not interesting enough. I don't feel like. I like to hear road stories of real comics, not dudes that just live in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, when I said podcast, I didn't mean local podcast.
Right. So,
but I commute an hour in, so eventually you get sick of some music.
Next month's a big month for us, dude.
What?
Iron City.
Iron City.
Iron City. So there it is with that shitty accent.
Yeah, Iron City.
That's so bad.
It's like this Yinzer
just don't
mix.
do it.
No,
don't do it. If you're not good at something, don't do it.
How can you be bad at like a made-up accent?
It's not made up. I hear people say it. People have an actual accent.
Yeah. Well, at least what people sound like up in Fort City. It's this Yinzer like mix Hick
with Hick. Yeah.
It's
that's disgusting. You know what's fucked up? If you have a Southern or any country accent, I automatically think you're stupid.
Well, you know, that just goes with the rest of your bigotry, so it's fine.
But I'm just being serious. Like when I hear, hey, how are you going? My name is Trevor. I'm like, hi, you're an idiot. He could be like the smartest person in the fucking world, and I won't take any advice from him unless it's like how to cut up a deer and make jerky. That's it. Someone's
trying to creep in the door.
But we have big deal going. We're going to Cleveland.
We are.
That's a Thursday night game. I got to get the tickets for that. We're going to Cincinnati. And we're going to Baltimore.
I like how it's all back to back to back to back.
Well, I like it too.
Are the worst they've
but
ever been.
But it's I was thinking this week against the Dolphins would be a trap game, like a Tomlin trap game. But then I'm like, when you're 2-4, is there a trap game?
No,
because you suck.
Terrible.
Like they suck this year.
It's every game. That's the only.
The defense is so fun to watch, though.
They're fun to watch, but they start giving up games in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but that's not the defense. That's playing prevent, and that's 100% on coaching. Tomlin sucks, dude.
I agree that Tomlin sucks, but man, Cowrie was always about the prevent. But all he did was run the ball and the game.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because he had time of possession on his side. Because he knew that the next time they got the ball back, they were going to take 6.5 minutes off and kick a field goal.
Yep.
So it would negate your field goal.
Yep.
Because the Steelers wouldn't give up touchdowns in the red zone.
Math.
Yeah, science. Of those 3 games, Cleveland, Cincinnati, or Baltimore, which one do you think I'm going to get into the worst fight?
It's going to be Baltimore just because it's our last one. You'll be in a mood no matter what because we're not doing good.
Yeah.
And we're in Baltimore.
Do you think we can still win the division?
Hell no.
Why not? They still got to play New England.
It's just not
So
happening.
If they beat New England.
If they would have won.
If Seattle would have won last week, we would have been fine.
Yeah, there was some games this weekend that could have happened, and they would have won the game before. I would have been like, yeah, but they ain't doing it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we will find out. Next week, I'm going to have a great guest. This weekend, you don't have anything going on?
No.
I'm going up to Ohio. I'm going to, where Where am I going? I'm going to Cedar Point for the haunted shit.
You have a show there? Or?
No, the haunted house stuff.
Okay.
I want to go there because I hate Kennywood. You know I don't like Kennywood.
Yeah.
It's a
Cedar
shithole.
Point is a lot better. I mean,
Yeah, I've never been either.
coasters, do you
But
like
they had
coasters?
I love roller coasters,
Okay.
but they turned people away last week for how fucking popular it was. But I feel like if we have tickets now, they're gonna let us in, right? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then I'm going to Kalahari.
Kalahari.
Water Park. You ever been there?
No.
It's like a water park that's indoors. My dad goes there, I guess, with my sister. So I have a 5-year-old sister, by the way. Think what you want. But yeah, so I want to go there and try because you can drink.
The best time I've ever had at a water park was an indoor water park.
Because there's
And
no
I've been to-
expectations.
Well, there was some of that, I guess, where I was like, what's this going to be like? But
Yeah.
then when I got there, it was a lot of fun and probably more fun than I think at an indoor water park. And I think maybe it was because it was smaller. Outdoor water park, I feel like all I'm doing is walking around.
Dude,
half
that's the
time.
worst. And it's a fake boardwalk.
Yeah.
Like
fake-
Sandcastle's fake boardwalk.
Yeah.
You can't play
100%.
games. You can't do shit. You just
Nothing.
walk around, pay $12 for lemonade, ride one ride, and sit and piss for the rest of the day.
Yeah, just.
I mean, that's, you know what I mean? So I want to try something different. So we're going there. Thursday, I can't make it, but cheerleaders, I love cheerleaders. They are having a Halloween party, which is going to be super sweet. So if you guys want to go to that Halloween party, I think it starts at like 7 or 8 o'clock. Hit up Matt or Richie at cheerleaders and get your reservations. That's not an advertisement. That's not a plug. I just like to support local business.
Yeah. Oh, well, you should go to give our sponsors. Go ahead.
We don't have any, do
Oh.
we?
No.
Do you have sponsors?
No, we don't.
No. So let me ask
We
you
don't
something.
have any
2 weeks
sponsors.
ago, I asked you to get me sponsors. You said, no problem, Matt. Remember that? Remember that conversation that we
No,
had?
not
No,
at
of
all.
course you don't, because there's no fucking sponsors.
Did not have this conversation.
We did have this conversation.
But I was just gonna get sponsors today. That's what the conversation.
2 weeks.
Okay.
You had 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm not busy right
You couldn't ask your mom for $5
that's a good
for
point.
cigarettes or something,
For
and then we
cigarettes?
could
Wait,
have.
now you want cigarettes as a sponsor?
Well, that's
You
be
gotta get
$9. You couldn't get shit. I carry this show.
Well, the camera's only on
All
you. So.
three. Why the fuck would it be on you?
I don't know, just so they have an idea of that.
That's the
you're not talking to
mystery.
a
You're the
wall.
guy from Home Alone.
What's
or
wrong, Tyler? I forgot you were
Home
still
Improvement.
here. You checked out.
Remember the Home Improvement
comments?
show?
Do your Home Improvement bit you did before.
That?
Yeah, do it again.
No.
Damn it.
I'm
Do
leaving.
the other grunt then.
Arr.
It's pretty good. You're so racist, man.
How's that racist? He's a white guy from
No, I know.
Detroit.
It's just I've heard that like people just hear.
Oh, no
Tim
matter
Allen
what
and
you
they
do?
just want to get offended immediately.
Oh, why? Because he was a conservative guy on a TV show?
He has a conservative TV show.
I was more offended that they called it a sitcom. That was the part where I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to make people laugh?
Yeah, right.
Roseanne, without Roseanne, now it's called The
How is that
Connors.
still on?
I don't know.
I was just
James
watching-
Connor should show up
Oh my god.
and be like, surprise, you all have cancer. And the show
The
ends.
show ends.
Yeah. All right, I'm done. We're going
Yeah?
to do this next week.
Are you done?
We're going to have a very special guest. I want to thank nobody here because if you would have set it up regular, we would have had more viewers. I would have been more
What's
prepared. I wouldn't have drank 7 fucking Red Bulls. So we're doing this next week. And we're going to actually have an actual podcast instead of Matt hates everyone and everything. And don't be fucking late.
I was 2 minutes late.
All right. Bye, everybody.